Greetings from the Erie Coast. This is Matt Shad, and this is another episode of the Zoot Report, Sunroof Edition. Let's go. Well, it's Friday. It is Friday morning. The day is ahead of us, just like all the other 4 days of this week. Gone. Completed, packed away, chalked under either a success or a failure. I don't know. Who cares? It's Friday. And now all we got to do is survive this day. And we have successfully survived the week. Boom. That's what we're going to talk about today. War! Huh. Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again now. War! Huh. Yeah, 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 yeah. War. War. You know, I find it's quite the coincidence. Every time the elites, the EOs, the people in charge, they get into some trouble. Their plans don't go right. Things are just not working out for them. They can't oppress us enough because we keep pushing back, or we just say, I don't care about this. Mind over matter. You don't mind, it doesn't matter, right? It amazes me how a war just happens. A war. At first, it's a little conflict. It's like a little skirmish, a little conflict, a little something blows up somewhere, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, that's nothing new. And then it just keeps going, escalating, and if most humans know how to do war. It's fighting, right? It's fighting on a large scale. It's, if you know how to fight, which most people do, because we are an apex predator. I don't care if you've never taken a class, never taken a course, never had a fight in your life. You're still dangerous. People are dangerous. We are the apex predator of this planet. All right, so we have that. All right, it's there. Of course, it gets worse. You get better at fighting the more you study it, the more you experience it, without incurring like a head injury or something. But you understand, most people know how to fight, and most people know that once you end the fight, you're done, right? It's you want to. If two people are standing, each opponent is trying to knock the other one down, and then when they get down, they try to knock them out, and then that's it. The fight's done, right? The threat has been alleviated. Maybe you want to get on there and get in that mounted position and do some wet willies, whatever, some humiliation. Maybe some teabagging, whatever the case may be. Maybe mango them up just a little bit more on the, it's very satisfying, right? Just to pound somebody's head in, give them some permanent scars to remember you by, and maybe there's death involved. Maybe you're trying to kill them, okay? But once you kill them, that's it. You're done. It's kill, knockout. It's done. Your job is done now. You're just now beating a dead horse, and everybody's gonna look at you like you're a fucking idiot. What are you, a psychopath? You're gonna chew on the intestines now, So you understand. And leading up to that, there's some shit talking, right? There's some shit talking. I'm gonna kick your ass. No, I'm gonna kick your ass, or I'm gonna kick your ass. No, leave me alone. And then it's just back and forth, and everybody's showing, each opponent is showing the other one, hey, I got this in my arsenal, Bam, there's my right hook. Yeah, nice, huh? Yeah, that's a deterrent, you know. And then jabs, maybe a kick here or two, you know. And usually, often, it normally comes down to either a knockout punch, or somebody falls on the ground and the other person gets on top of them and just starts whooping the shit out of them, right? Or subduing them. You know, we all watch MMA. We all know how this works. That's basic. The basic, simple premise of war, right? It is. It's the simple simplicity of it. You know, you want to destroy the other nation's defenses so you can, you know, mount your offense. You want to do a decapitating strike and call it a day. It's Sun Tzu Art of War. It's better to keep a nation intact than to destroy it, yes. But, you know, Sun Tzu says to leave the fighting to the generals, not the politicians. And so there is a debate about that. This is a political war. This is a foreign interest political war. We all know that. You know, little Izzy is like, hey, they're being mean to me over there. Big brother Eagle, Big Brother America kicked their ass for me. You know? And so, yeah, we went over there, we bombed some shit. We're still bombing shit. Just flying around. Now, our air and our naval, that's a pretty good punch. That is. That's a kick in the dick right there. Start blowing up infrastructures, start blowing up things. But if you can shield yourself against that bombardment, and if you can withstand that bombardment, you can still jab, you can still kick. That's what the enemy's doing. That's what Iran is doing. They're like, okay, fine. They have great defenses, aka Granite Mountains. What's the name going around? Pickaxe Mountain. So I don't want to get into details here, but we're bombing the shit out of them to no effect. Yeah, they're losing things. They're losing some maybe some equipment that they left out. Maybe some stuff here and there. Maybe some people. You know, hey, you lonely boot. You lonely IRGC boot. You just got recruited. Well, guess what? You're guarding this SAM site. You're guarding this this drone storage area. You're guess what? You're guarding the fuel depot, the small little fuel depot. That's it. That's, you know, just set in this little hut. Make sure nobody comes in here. Call us if anything happens. All right, that's it. That's all they got. You know, that's their job. They're not really combatants. You know, they might give them a gun. Yeah, they got a gun. You get a gun. Oh, thank you, Allah. All right. Thank you, great Ayatollah. I am the Ayatollah of rock and roller. Yeah. Anyway, sorry for the outburst. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it's just. But the decapitation strikes are not happening. There are no big bombs coming down. There's no haymakers being thrown, right? And Iran has this really strong ground game. Really strong. Really fucking strong. So, if you have a choke point, you can defend that choke point with nearly anything. A gun, a knife, pool stick. It's a choke point. They have to come through there. There is no other way, and they can only come one by one. Right? Battle of Thermopylae, right? The hot gates. I mean, same idea. Now imagine that all throughout the country, built up for decades, like maybe 4 decades, tunneling into granite rock, tunneling into granite mountains, protecting all their shit. Yeah, we got some Moabs, some JDAMs, you know, some badass shit that we claim can penetrate deep and explode things underground. How do you know it's there? I mean, ground penetrating a radar only works so far. Spies are only useful if they're on the ground. Right? It's kind of hard to be on the ground when there's a war going on. They still do it. Right? Getting eyes on the target, you know. Sitting in your little hide sight with your fucking high-powered scope. High-powered, you know, spotting scope. Recording shit. But we're not doing anything to stop Iran. Iran has multiple choke points, and now all they have to do is threaten the Strait of Hormuz, another major choke point, which, weirdly enough, if it is stopped up, affects the world economy. What? So, America and Israel, because this is on the behest of Israel, they're fighting an enemy that is super tough. Super tough. Got a granite chin, literally. Got a granite chin. And yeah, we've got this amazing capability to be able to pinpoint precision, put a bomb up your fucking ass, you know, possibly underground, anywhere in the world. And we've been doing that, bombarding the shit out of them. Yet all they need to do is throw an explosive drone at a ship in Strait of Hormuz, or run a boat out there and take a tanker. I mean, we have Navy out there, don't we? There's landmines out there. I mean, they don't even have to be out there to do anything. And boom, they win. They disrupt. That, talk about asymmetrical warfare. Iran is fighting a massive, the greatest military might that the history of the world has ever seen. So you would think they would also be this massive war fighting machine would also be smart. Well, no, it's not. Obviously. They didn't think it through, right? They did not think it through. They figured, okay, we're just gonna light them up like the 4th of July, throw some precision missile strikes on them, and they'll come to terms. They will agree to our terms, because holy shit, that's impressive, right? No, they're like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck the rest of the world, fuck all of the Middle East, fuck all y'all. You got something to do with America? Boom, we're hitting you. That asymmetrical warfare. I mean, they don't have to do much but disrupt operations, i.e. oil production, oil refinery, oil transportation, right? That's all they gotta do. And meanwhile, they're exacting tolls from people, getting them tolls. There is no way we can do, even a nuke would not work. So guess what the next option is? Which makes me believe that that was the game all along. The only other option that Izzy and America have, and this is, it's going to be terrible, is boots on the ground. Yeah. A full-scale invasion. Okay. I'm reading license plates. A full-scale operation. Now, currently, we have just a little bit over a million plus, troops. Probably less than half of that is actually fighting, boots on the ground. It may be more. I don't know. But what does that mean? We can't get it done. If America can't get it done with what they have in theater, what they have, gotta keep some in reserves now, because this that's something else that needs to be discussed. Is if we throw all our eggs in one basket, that means that nobody else is covering the rear. Nobody else is covering our special interests all across the other world. So you got to have reserves, and you got to have troops in reserve. You got to have some assets in reserve, right? You got to have something in the back. The vanguard, the rear guard, whatever you want to call it, right? And what does that mean? Yeah, you guessed it. A draft. Yep, a draft. And it's going to be sold to us. Just like this little war was sold to us before. This little conflict. Oh, give it a week. Give it a month. Oh well, it's been 6 months. Give it a couple more months. Give it a year. How about a year? Can we get a year? Can I get a year? And a year turns into 2 years. 2 years turns into 5 years. 5 years turns into 10 years. 10 years turn into 20. However long it takes. What was that thing they called? The surge. Yeah, we need a surge. We need to surge that IRGC. We need to surge that. They're dug into the mountains. We need boots on the ground to be able to get in there and smoke them out. Remember what I said about choke points? Very few people does it take to defend that choke point. What that choke point turns into, if you just continuously throw bodies at it, it turns into a meat grinder. And many lives are lost. Now eventually that choke point, it could, they could find a way. Americans, we always find a way. There's always young men willing to assault that hardened machine gun nest. It's what we've shown the world in World War I, World War II. And what's going to happen is, of course, the rest of the world will get involved, because this war will spread. It's already started. And, place the blame where you will. I don't believe all the strikes are coming from Iran. You know what I'm saying? What better way than to get somebody into the fight that is reluctant to fight on your side than having a little false flag black swan event. Oh no, drone just appeared out of nowhere. Boom. Whose drone is it? It must have been Iran. Has to be. Oh, okay. I mean, y'all remember Saddam Hussein, that guy? He tried to negotiate and negotiate, and he pleaded. He was begging, please don't invade me. Please. I mean, it's pointless. I don't have any WMDs here. Come on. And guess what? They found no WMDs, but it was because he was trying to get off that old standard. Obviously, Gaddafi, same thing. And Iran is the big. Actually, it's the biggest portion, the second biggest portion of the BRICS, right? The BRICS movement, the axis of evil, if you will. Russia's the biggest one, Russia and China. But Iran supplies a lot of that oil. And a lot of oil passed through their gaze, their observation choke point. So, what the fuck? Iran has to fall? Well, Iran is not only does it have to fall, and it will fall, but boots on the ground to quell any kind of, well, actually to create dissidents, to create more strife and turmoil in the world, in our country. If you can't, because they tried to take our fighting age males and turn them gay. That didn't really work. So the next best option is say, oh, okay, well, those who are willing to fight can be led to their deaths. Sun Tzu again. Let's give them a war. A patriotic war against a great terrorist evil that wishes to take over the world. Death to America. They scream this all the time. It's true. And they are the largest sponsor of terrorism in the world. They do need to be toppled. That's true. You know, there's a right way and a wrong way. And politicians just don't know how to fight wars. Obviously. Yeah. I just bomb the shit out of them. That's not going to work. Bomb the shit out of them again. It didn't work. Alright, keep bombing the shit out of them until we run out of missiles and bombs. And while we're doing that, we're going to make more missiles and bombs and bomb the shit out of them continuously. I'm sorry, sir, Mr. President, that didn't work either. Fuck! Well, I guess we got to send in the boys. Send in the ground troops. Let's go. Into the meat grinder. And this will be a meat grinder. Iran is not Afghanistan. Iran is not Iraq. Iran is a meat grinder. Our sons and daughters of this great nation are going to go there to die. Now, there'll be great acts of valor. And, there'll be some, but it's going to be very costly. And yeah, they're gonna use this because now most of our fighting age males are gone. Now they can start implementing other things. Oh, well, I know you're enjoying that freedom, but safety and security is more important than that, than your freedom. So we're going to have to ramp up this surveillance, which we already have. You're gonna have to ramp that shit up. There's gonna have to be more surveillance, more rights, and more of your rights taken. And then when the Americans come back home from war, if they come back, it'll be a different world. And what do you mean? What do you mean I can't carry guns? What do you mean I can't buy fertilizer? What do you mean? And yes, they will import more and more of these Middle Eastern lowlifes. It will be a mass immigration. Mark my words on that one. That's already here. And they say, oh, there's approximately 3 or 4. No, those are rookie numbers. Right? I'm thinking it's like, I'm thinking close to 20 mil are already here. I don't know how many fighting age males there are, but it's got to be a lot. They already have their logistics entrenched and set up in this country. I.e. the families. Yeah, the families. Logistics. They cook. They do all the logistics is there. The fighting age males, they fight. And it only takes a few of them. It's asymmetrical warfare. They're not going to get online and assault through. That comes later, once we're defeated. So they're already here, and they're just waiting. Now we do have a very robust counterinsurgency, counterintelligence, counterterrorism thing going on. But that's the beauty of asymmetrical warfare and decentralized leadership. Is you don't know where they are. You don't know who's who until they decide to strike. And then, oh, okay, well there it is. There's the cell. Yeah, there's 500 other cells. And they're going to their job, 9-to-5 job. They're probably getting a check from the government. Right? I mean, they're probably owning businesses. I mean, not to say that all of them, but the support infrastructure is here already. They've established themselves. They have small little caliphates already. Look at Dearborn, Michigan. Dang it. So yeah, this has the potential, high probability and potential to be a world war. Absolutely. And a war on our soil. It does. And lots of our sons and daughters are going to die. So I like the, somebody's talking about, go ahead and threaten Trump with impeachment if he does the draft. They're going to do it anyway. We won't be able to stop them. They're going to do this. And it is going to create a lot of strife, a lot of bullshit in this world. It is. It's just going to do it. Countries are going to get involved. They're going to get pulled right into the conflict. They're going to get pulled right in. Already starting to. Whether they're IRGC bombs or drones. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And this will pull Russia out. NATO will take on Russia. Of course, we're the major force of Russia. I mean, you know, we're the ones. We're going to go bankrupt. We're already bankrupt, but our resources are going to be depleted and ripe for change. Because by that time, we will be war-weary. The people will be war-weary and want a change. Will welcome a change. And you know how that change works. It's never for our benefit. But it does seem like it. What's that saying? Yeah, you vote in communism, but you got to fight. You got to shoot your way out of it. That's how it works. Yep, the woke. The woke left, the insurrectionist, the subversionist, right, will see this as a great opportunity to ramp up their operations. Just like they did in Vietnam. Right? And yeah, the weathermen, they're still alive and well. Those fighting age males that, you know, that were operating in the 60s and 70s, they're now the philanthropists and high command of the groups today, of the BLM, of the Antifa, right? All these groups. Soros, you know, the Soros group, they're funding and replacing most of your AGs, and you know, they knew, okay, let's go for grassroots. So yeah, the draft will happen. That's their next move. It's the only logical thing they can do is boots on the ground. Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants, boots and pants and boots and pants, boots and pants and boots and pants, boots and pants. Right? That's the only logical thing they got left. And it plays right into the EOs, the globalist elites plan to destroy America. Even if we resist the draft, they're still going to send folks over there. There's still going to be boots on the ground. There's no way around it. They got to go to ground. I mean, most countries would have broke already, right? But you know, we just came out of the box throwing haymakers. We came into the ring just throwing haymakers at an opponent that has a massive granite chin and a great defense. That will fight to the last man. Like, the tenacity is amazing. And they will start to recruit others. Other countries will get involved in their cause to fight the great Western devils. So yeah, welcome to war, y'all. Welcome to war. And yeah, that's the economy. Oh shit, it's gone. It's done. Better start getting those freedom gardens going. I mean, if you're a prepper and you've got a nice little storage of food, and all that's it's gonna be gone. You're gonna run through that shit. It's gonna happen. get more. Yeah, there'll be a shortage of everything. Guns, ammo, raw materials. Everything will be in short supply. Food, water, medical supplies, all that shit. Everything will be in short supply. So if you don't have it, you're not gonna have it. If you don't have it now, you're not gonna have it later. So, yeah, welcome to war. Welcome to war. Boomba, boomba. Sepultura. War in the east, war in the west. Anyway, thank you all very, very much for hanging out with me at this Zoot Report. This has been Mad Chad. Skull. Deploy knife hands.